Everyone knows an escape artist. Everyone has one in their lives. Most likely, probably your dog or your cat. They want to get out of your yard, want to get out of your house. What happens when they actually get out? Who catches them? How does it work? Where do they go? We're going to tell you about all of that in a special edition of Inside City Limits with the folks from Animal Control in the city of Prince George today, plus so much more on CKPG Today. Oh, hey there. Good to see you at home. Today we're going to learn about, you guessed it, animal control here in the city of Prince George. What happens when a dog gets in here? Where do they go? How can you prevent it and make their lives a little bit easier? We're going to tell you about all of that here with Prince George Animal Control and the PG Humane Society. Time to learn a little bit more about animal control in the city of Prince George, how all the parties and the people involved work together. And the first one we're going to talk to today is Lori. Thanks for making the time to chat.
No problem.
Yeah. So what do you do exactly? I mean, you walk around, you got animal control in your chest, but I feel like it's a lot more than just that.
Yeah, most definitely. So we're the people that call. They get called when you have a dog running at large, a nuisance cat. You, unfortunately, if you get bit by a dog, anything like that. Same thing with RCMP. You know, when they need assistance, we are the ones that get called for anything animal related, domesticated animal related. So.
Right. Okay. So you're not chasing cougars or anything like that.
No, please no. Please don't call me for that.
Leave the Prince George Cougars at bay.
Yeah.
Don't worry about them. No. So does it work like your phone ever shut off? When do these calls come in?
So Animal Control and Bylaw Services work from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. at night. We're rotating, so we work hand on hand with our bylaw team, downtown, traditional, all that kind of stuff, parking as well. Okay. We're kind of a little bit solo in the way that we deal with more animal stuff than anybody else does, hence the name Animal Control. So anytime anybody has an issue, they call into our office during those hours. It gets dispatched to us. Then we go attend the call. Anytime before 8:30 and after 5 p.m., it's after hours. So
Gotcha.
We use a replay service, and they, same thing, call 311, and it goes to a replay service, and then it gets dispatched to us through our phones.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, I wondered, you don't put people that get the too many parking tickets in these.
Oh, no, please. No. Nope. Strictly animals.
Strictly animals, strictly business. Now, of course, you work very close in tandem with the Prince George Humane Society, where we are today, and you drive the truck up here. But, I mean, how does it go? You get the call for a dog, and they end up in the truck?
Yeah, so we get a call for the dog.
Or a cat, I guess, yeah.
Whatever, really what it is. We get the call, depending on the call, whether the dog's running at large, loose, or a lot of the times it's already contained by somebody else. Okay. We attend, we pick up the animal, we leash it, we put it in the truck, we bring it here. We obviously check for tags and stuff first. Mm-hmm. If they have any tags, especially city licensing, we look that up in our system because we try to return the animal back home before we bring it down to the shelter.
Right.
So
this is the goal. Okay, well, it just so happens we have a lost dog with us here today. Just came to us from the University of... Oh, darn. I juggled that. That's okay. That'll end up in a blooper somewhere. The University of Northern British Columbia's Alpha is a dog that seems to get loose in the community, always out and about, and sometimes, decides to do its own things. So what would you do if this dog, you got a call to attend, Alpha was out and needed attention?
Okay, well, as long as Alpha is friendly, we would probably throw some treats or, if get its attention.
Okay, so you're not the big villain. You have treats.
No, we always have treats, of course. We have a whole truckload of treats. A whole truckload, yes.
Okay. Is this like the ice cream truck for dogs?
It is. Yes, we are. That's what I actually used to call us, is when we go into certain places, we are an ice cream truck. People just come running to talk to us about animals and pretty much, yeah.
Okay, so you got Alpha here. I'll let you, so a good dog, they'll let you leash them up.
Leash, yep.
Okay, and now you'll say, yeah, good dog, give them some treats.
Yep.
And then what?
Then we will load them into the truck.
Okay.
So our trucks are equipped. We usually put animals first in this door here.
Okay.
Because it has the cage. We have two means of getting them into the truck. We have stairs, which makes it easy, as well as we do have a ramp here too to pull out.
Okay.
So we would load the stairs, put them up there for comfortability, open up the cage, and usually my trick and tactic to get an animal, a dog especially, into the cage is I go with them.
Oh, really?
I will leash them. I will go halfway up the stairs into the cage with them, and most of the time they're like, absolutely, I'll come with you wherever.
Wow.
Get up in there, and then we close the door, we'll unleash, and then we bring them, I walk them all up and bring them here.
Huh. Oh, what's your trick to getting dogs to trust you? Is it just the treats?
Usually just the treats. I've been working with animals my whole life, so just being calm, calm demeanor and speaking to them softly, not freaking out, not panicking, not anything like that.
Because they feel what you feel, right?
Yes,
That's how it goes.
definitely, yeah.
Now, if you were to give any tips for people out there that would make your life a little easier, what would you say?
I would say make sure your dog is licensed with the city. That license is really important. It helps us reunite your animal back home before bringing them to the pound, because the pound can be a little stressful. So if we can get them home before that, that's great. Same thing with tags, names and numbers, that kind of thing. Those are great tactics. Another thing is making sure every spring, every fall, you check your fence. We get so many calls in the spring from the snow melting and fence boards are broken or holes are dug, and you wouldn't believe how many dogs we get loose from that. So
They are escape artists.
Yes.
I've had a few dogs like that.
yes, definitely. So check those things. Same thing with cats. Make sure they have IDs on them, that kind of thing. Any way to get them back to their owner is the best way to do it.
Well, Alpha, we know the owner of Alpha, the University of Northern British Columbia. So we're going to take Alpha inside in the waiting period while they come pick her up.
Okay.
And I think we'll chat with Angela from the Humane Society in the meantime. What do you say?
Sounds good.
Awesome. Well, thank you for your time today, folks. A little bit of education, then there's more to come here after the break. Gunner is actually behaving. This is awesome. This is the best behaved dog I've seen in a long time. Better than all the ones at the dog park, right, Gunner? Yeah.
Miss an episode? That's okay, life gets busy. We get it. Or maybe you didn't miss anything, but you're here to watch that one feature again because honestly, it was that good. No judgment. Here's the good news. You can relive every moment of the CKPG Today Show whenever you want. Head over to ckpgtoday.ca, click on the Today Show tab, and voila. So grab some snacks, kick back, and binge away because let's face it, life's too short to miss out on great local TV.
We are inside the PG Humane Society here. You can tell the cats, the kittens, they're everywhere, and there's a lot of fun to be had in here. And a lot of important information to talk about as well with Angela. Thanks so much for making the time to talk today.
Awesome. Thanks for visiting us today.
Yeah, this is great. In case you're wondering, the bylaw animal control officer, Lori, is just processing Alpha, the dog, so we'll catch up with her later. But in the meantime here, we're with the kittens. Tell me a little bit about your operation and how this works for people who don't know. The animal control folks do bring animals to you.
Yeah, so we have the animal shelter operations with the City of Prince George. So all the strays will come into our care, and then we hold them during the stray period, which is 72 hours. But obviously before they come in, we check for microchips, tattoos, those kind of things, and we do make every effort that we possibly can to get that animal back to their owner. And then after the 72 hours, they become available for adoption. And so that's primarily what we do, yeah, but we do have owner surrenders too that are outside of our mandate with the City of Prince George.
Yeah. You do a lot of work, whether it's cats, dogs, anything that comes through the doors, you guys got to manage. But for folks who are wondering, like, obviously they know the old system, how it worked with the SPCA. Now you are the service provider here in Prince George.
That's correct, yeah.
So tell me a little bit about, like, if people are like confused about how it all worked. Really nothing changed other than a name.
Yeah, nothing really changed. We basically have just, we operate out of the same building, we offer the same services, we just don't do anything cruelty related, so that would be the major difference between us and the BCSPCA.
And now if people don't have an animal, they want to adopt one, they can do that here too.
Yeah, so we have 2 adoption centers. So this primarily deals with dogs, but they do have cats here. And then we have the First Avenue locations that primarily deal with cats. So yeah, you're welcome to visit both locations. You can visit our website, pghumanesociety.ca, and you can see the animals available for adoption there.
Okay, and now the other thing, I mean, lots of people do this too. Foster, you guys need help at any of that kind of period or categories at this time?
Yeah, we always do, right? And so we never know what we're going to get on a daily basis, and so it's really important for us to build our foster base. And so we see like a lot of moms and kittens, or we may see a lot of medical cases that come into our care. And sometimes that kind of helps us to alleviate some of the pressure, with the amount of animals that we have. And then, often we find that people end up keeping the animals. And so, we're constantly recruiting for fosters, but, it's great that we're able to move some of the animals that way. And we do have a program called Couch Crashes. And so, we recognize that shelter isn't always the easiest environment for animals. And so that program is people take the animal home for the weekend, and particularly dogs. And they crash on their couch. And so what we're finding is in the home environment, we're learning more about that animal. We're encouraging them to take photos and videos, and so we can learn about more the personality of that animal in the hope that we can showcase them outside of that shelter environment. Yeah. And we're seeing the same story, people are keeping them.
Lots of success.
Right. Yeah. Yes.
I like it. Okay, well, I think that gives a pretty good overview of what they do here at the PG Humane Society and how things have maybe changed. If you're confused, hopefully that clears some things up. But there's one thing we have left to do, Angela. That is go find where Lori is, because I think she's in the back with a wagging tail.
Yeah, I think I may have heard her.
Okay, let's go have a look. Look at this. We found Lori with a sweet little dog, actually a big dog. Gunner, this is who you got here?
Yeah, this is Gunner. He was actually surrendered through animal control. So he is intact male, but we are going to get him neutered, and he is up for adoption. And he's a sweet boy.
He is a very sweet boy. Right? Look at this. Such a playful shepherd. And it kind of proves that, Lori, you're not the villain, by the way. This is very, look at it, the dogs are licking your face.
Oh, I love animals. Like, I wouldn't do this job if I didn't love animals. Like, we as animal control get a bad rep because we're dog catchers, but I love animals, and that's why I do this job, and yeah.
Yeah, look at the sweet dog. This is one example of a story that you guys have here of lots of dogs and cats that just need homes.
Yeah, and we see it on a daily basis. I mean, we see a lot of owner surrenders, a lot of animals coming through animal control, and that was something, we've always been working with the city to do some preventative programs to try and keep animals in their homes and out of shelters. And so, we try and work with animal control to do whatever we can to make sure that animals redeem back to their owner.
Definitely. Okay, well, while we have you here, and Gunner is actually behaving, this is awesome. This is the best behaved dog I've seen in a long time. Better than all the ones at the dog park, right, Gunner? Yeah. But I had to ask you, Lori, what are some of the odd things you've had to catch? Obviously, like a dog like Gunner is pretty normal, but you've caught a bearded dragon, I heard?
Yeah, so last week I got a call. A woman's kid was playing out in their backyard, and in between the fence and their shed, there was a bearded dragon sitting on their bikes. They didn't know what to do with it, so they called me, and I just grabbed him. He actually was missing for a month, which was surprising to me, and lovely little bearded dragon. He was great. We ended up finding the owner, so he ended up going back home, which is good. But in the past, we've caught roosters, chickens. I caught a ferret once, rabbits, birds actually too. Oh yeah, we catch anything that is domesticated. So.
Oh my goodness. Well, let's hope that it stays. The list doesn't keep getting longer. But anyway, Gunnar, what do you think? Does Lori do a good job? Yeah, I think that's a yes from the dog. And that concludes our session of Inside City Limits here. Come and check out the dogs and cats if you haven't already here at the Prince George Humane Society, and do your part as well to be a good pet owner. That's what we're trying to get across today. Right, Gunnar?
Explore Inside City Limits on CKPG Today. Brought to you by the City of Prince George. Follow us online, download the City of PG app, or subscribe to city newsletters to stay up to date on what's happening in your community.
Very special walk planned for this weekend here in Prince George. September 20th, the Memorial Mood Walk for a good cause, the Canadian Mental Health Association, in honor of a very special person as well. We got Kalina Werbecki here and Elaine from the Canadian Mental Health Association. Thanks so much for making the time to chat, you guys. Kalina, we'll start with you. Talk to me a little bit about this Memorial Mood Walk, because you came up with the idea in support of the CMHA for a very special cause.
Yes, so I lost my brother Dallas to his battle with mental health in January, and I just loved my brother so much. I wanted to do something for him, and so this walk is all the love that I couldn't express to him. And I reached out to Elaine here, and Elaine was so willing to help me get this walk going. So this walk is all about connection. So connecting people with resources and connecting people with each other, people who also suffer with mental health challenges. And Elaine's been great helping me get this all started. So
That's awesome. And thanks for coming on today to talk about this. I know it's not easy. It's very tough, but I think the discussion, breaking the stigma, all of this is very important stuff, especially during Suicide Prevention Month, which we are in right now. And I think Dallas will be very proud of you, by the way. But Elaine, talk to me a little bit about the work that you've seen done by Kalina and the Canadian Mental Health Association here, and just how important it is to get out and about and break that stigma.
So Kalina and her family and friends have been absolutely brilliant. There's no way that we could have, with our limited capacity, taken on such an important event, because our client needs are just becoming so complex, and we're seeing mental illness becoming more complex and needing integrated supports and services. And so being able to partner on something so important to raise awareness and build something by and for community and build those connections, especially in a northern community, as I've learned as somebody who migrated here from more urban areas, has found to be so absolutely critical. So just so grateful to be a part of this, and something so important that is going to honor somebody that I have learned was so special to so many people. And it's such an inclusive event. So we had thrown around a lot of different ideas about what this could look like, but inclusivity was something that was absolutely central to our brainstorming ideas.
My next question was for Kalina. I just think like the importance of the discussion, when we were talking about inclusivity here, is really important. And I'm sure the response that you've got so far has been really overwhelming.
yeah, it's been amazing. Everyone that has donated, everyone that's agreed to join us on the walk day is so important. And also, we've had so many sponsors throughout the community. We're just so lucky that when we put the call out, I was just overwhelmed by the response. So we have a lot of great mental health organizations on top of the Canadian Mental Health Association joining us, and we can't wait for the community to get to know them and the resources they have.
So tell me a little bit about the goals. Do you have anything in mind as far as like fundraising goals and what you want it to go towards?
Yeah, so that's something we'd love to talk about. So TC Energy has so kindly offered to double everything that we raise.
Oh, wow.
So that's really important for the public to know. They're interested in donating. So right now our goal is $5,000. So with the TC match, that'll be $10,000 for the Canadian Mental Health Association. However, we've almost already hit that goal. So if we can surpass it, that's just more money for programs that are important in Prince George.
Wow. And how far is that going to go, Elaine? I'd imagine very far.
It's actually significant because we operate on razor thin margins and trying to, but one of the things that we have, which Northern Health is sponsoring us for 10 months, is we have our first ever in-house therapist.
Oh, wow.
Which the uptake has been absolutely dramatic. And imagine that money could go towards more supports, that kind of one-on-one individual, not long-term, but at least short to intermediate term support for folks living with quite significant mental illness challenges. And this is something near and dear to my heart because I've known people like Dallas. So.
Yeah, I think of all the people that I've known over the years, and Colleen, I'm sure they're the same. There's far too many taken far too soon, and whatever we can to do to help, I think we should do it. And you guys, I applaud you both for putting in the work, getting on here talking about it. And folks, I encourage you to go out there on September 20th to Clay Tenay Memorial Park, take part in the walk, give what you can, because all those dollars go a long way to mental health services here in our community. So thanks to both for coming on today.
Thank you.
Time to take a look at our CKPG snapshot of the day from Russ Claroux, who captured this shot of the moon over West Lake. That's about 15-20 minutes west of Prince George. And yeah, great place to take in some amazing sunsets, some amazing summer days. And apparently the moon as well, with a nice reflection. So thanks, Russ, for sending this our way. I guess you weren't up past your bedtime these days because the sunset's quite early, which is nice for taking these kind of shots. Folks, if you have a snapshot, send it our way. Snapshot@ckpg.com is our email. Hey there, got an idea or suggestion for the show? Reach out and connect through our social media or send us an email at letstalk@ckpgtoday.ca.
A lot of great acts have come to the CN Centre over the years. It's kind of cool to celebrate 30 years with the CN Centre, the big gold celebration plan for the end of this month. Looking back on all the great guests, including the one, the only Alice Cooper. And, well, he put on a heck of a show that had people talking about it days later, even weeks later, actually, if you go on the records. We're going to take a look at that today in local history.
Taking it back to 1999 for a legend making his stop in Prince George, a rock and roll legend for sure. Alice Cooper was in town, and if I'm not mistaken, he visited the CN Centre a few times. This was one of those with a big crowd that turned out to hear Alice's music. He's currently 77 years old, so he still gets it done on the stage too, and it was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2011.
My favorite Alice Cooper song, of course, School's Out for Summer. Every end of every school year should be celebrated with that song, an anthem. And Alice Cooper definitely played that when he visited Prince George. What a great time. Thanks so much for watching today, folks. Hope you learned something. Hope you, maybe understand a little bit better how animal control works. And please don't let your bearded dragons out for those people to catch them. And thanks so much for watching. We'll see you for more good stuff on the show tomorrow.